Welcome to Politalks. I'm your host, Philip Tahal. Today's guest is Fos Ashkir, who is running for School Trustee for Ward 14. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking time out. So, first off, I'd like to know, what inspired you to run for School Trustee?
As a parent, I've raised two children in the school board, TDSB school board, and in 2005, we had a school administration problem, and a bunch of parents and myself got together in order to resolve and advocated on behalf of the school, and came to a place where we resolved the issue. And so that inspired me that advocacy is really important, and within our schools as well, just about anywhere in life.
Okay, that sounds good. I want to ask, did you have a name for your school committee that you formed with your...
There were neighbors, there were parents of the school.
Yes.
There are community members, because I've been a community member of Regent Park for the past 22 years, actually. I've worked, lived, raised my children in Regent Park, and I've been part of the majority of the organization. So these were parents that were very much into advocating, and we wanted change for our school to make sure that our children had a great potential to be able to, and the opportunity to be able to have a great administration and wonderful culture in the school that will reflect on their education. So all those parents, actually, we all had the same idea, and we just came together from the community.
Okay, sounds... It takes a lot of initiative, but you're looking out for the students.
Yeah, yes, we have to.
Yes. Could you let some of our viewers know what's the role of a school trustee?
School trustee is a elected position, and what school trustee's job is to make sure that our young people have the resources, have the opportunities and the potential to be able to get to where they want to go in life and have a proper education. So to be the voice and to be able to advocate on behalf of the communities and the schools, parents, children, schools, administration, teachers, that's what school board's trustee do.
All right. Could you tell us why you would be the perfect person for the job?
As I've mentioned earlier, I have two children, both of them raised here. They were born in Regent Park, raised in Regent Park. Been a major advocate person in the community.
Yes.
Both basically beautiful thing about our community is that living, working, advocating on behalf. I've been actually part of number of boards in the community.
Yes.
And initiatives. So knowing and understanding as as a parent engagement worker, I've been a parent engagement worker who worked with the parents in the community and facilitating workshops for parents, a number of different schools. I've been part of the school model, which no longer exists, for the specific areas in such as marginalized communities in the communities here. The schools were part of the model school. So I've facilitated workshops. I've been parent council school for my children. I've been the chair for the daycare of my children. I've worked with other parents. So understanding and being part of the school, as well as being able to work for a politician in the past, has actually kind of gave me a great sense of saying, I've been doing this, so I would love to be the voice of the community, and I'm sure I'm able to, because it's a community in which we are a part of.
Okay, all right. I noticed that recently there's been a lot of changes that are taking place in the education that students are receiving today.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel are particular challenges given the Board of Education with given this new government's values? In terms of like, so the sex education, they're refocused towards the core curriculum like math, English, science, as opposed to the focus on that they'll be taken towards the arts, music, stuff like indigenous or diverse studies such as like Black history and indigenous studies.
All curriculums are important, you know, and so we send our children to school so that they have the opportunities and the resources and the tools to be able to succeed in life. And so when we knock some of the curriculums 20 years back or over 20 years back, it does not help in the progressive world in which we live in today, right? So it is really, really important to be able to look at in those in that perspective.
Okay. So in recent news, there is talks about the schools not having air conditioning, multiple schools. As a matter of fact, was it 100 plus? But they're also cutting budget towards school renovations. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about?
We've already been a 15.9 billion in the arrears when it comes to repairs and backlog, right? And so taking off more money from that pot, I mean, it just sends back. It does not provide our young people the opportunity and the ability to be able to have a space where they, you know, the institutions are able to provide them. Yes, air conditions are very important, and in a weather such as yesterday's weather, yes. But there are classrooms that are closed. There are spaces that the kids are not able to use anymore, mm-hmm. right? So that is also a spaces that need to be repaired. So it does not help in especially marginalized communities. It does not help the opportunities for our young people.
Okay, I understand. So what are the most important issues that matter to you?
The important issues that matter to me is to be able to have schools that are functional and that our young people can go in and yes. do not have to worry about whether they're going to have an air conditioner or a classroom will be closed or, you know, repair bases. Having the opportunity to, the tools and the potential, the resources to provide our young people in order for them to be able to move forward in life, and because they're the future. Our children are that's their future, right? Empowering parents, that's very important to me, and connecting parents, engaging parents into schools is really important to me. That's what got me involved very much, and having to raise my children in the in TDSB, the school system. So giving that to parents, and when parents are involved in schools really progress and they move forward, and having to be the voice for them, and they have to have the opportunity to be the voice for that, mm-hmm. is really huge. So those are the issues that are important to me, making sure our children are safe, making sure you know, when I win, that the curriculums are, you know, also very important. Yes. Repairs are important. Yes. Having to engage parents are important. Being part of the school system, having to be able to also community after schools, so the schools to be part of the communities and have the community hub in which we often talk about. Those are important. So those are really, really important pieces for me, mm-hmm. and those are based on lived and personal experiences as being a parent. You know, there's so much that I can share with parents, and there's so much that I can learn from them. Yes. And those are that's why it's so important to work together. Yes. And I'm looking forward to that. So when I think about what's important, all of that is important.
Okay. Well, as you being a parent that is active in the school board, how can parents become more active in their children's lives towards education?
Joining the school board, the parent council board.
Yes.
communicating with your principals and vice principals and talking to your children's teachers, not just when you're you know how the report cards when they come.
Yes.
Not only that time, but have a consistent, you know, communication with the teacher, and let the teachers know your face, that you're
Okay.
the parent of this young person, right? And when teachers and administrations see your face and they see your child, they know who that child belongs to, right? That child is not just a student, because teachers, they have a lot of children in their classrooms.
Yes.
And they need to be able to focus with each and every child. But at the end of the day, it gives a notch when they know who that child belongs to.
All right, sounds good, sounds good. Is there anything else you'd like to let the people know?
September 8th, tomorrow, is the Regent Park Cabbage Town Festival, and I will be there at the Cabbage Town Festival. I would like people to check out my website, votefosashkir.com, and I'd like to hear from people. I would love to hear from people, and I would love to hear from parents' perspectives, experiences. You know, we all live in the same communities, and I've worked with Regent Park and surrounding communities in Toronto Centre, and so therefore we're a community. We need to be able to help one another and work together in order to build a better future for our children.
Once again, thank you, Fos Ashkir, for taking time out to spend with us. This has been Politalks. This is your host, Philip Tahal, signing out.